Oh, there it is. Yeah. See, I clicked the thing and then a big blue button come up. Huh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think we're live.
Okay, we are now. Okay,
Okay.
welcome to another day in the Milky Way for a second time around.
That's
well,
good.
everyone, we got Steve, we got Trina, and we got Darth to read a card tonight. So, well, and we're going to talk about love, a deep subject.
Will find a way.
That's
Absolutely.
Right. That's right. You not only bowl, but you sing too. No, you don't have. Tell me you're not in a band.
You want me to go show you? I got a drum set.
Yeah,
right
you've got drums and everything.
Yeah, I can play them for you too.
Hot dang! That's so cool. That's so cool. Well, we got everybody piling in. Oh, we got Crystal MacArthur. She showed up. I haven't seen her around a while. Milky's mom. Howdy, she says. Howdy to everyone. Chloe's here. Michelle Can-Am Free. Deborah Sloan. 09 Cap 2. I don't know how to say. I'm hoping I said that right. Pure Love. Lori from Pure Love Ascension. And Julianne Payne decided to join us.
Hi, Julianne.
She has some of the great. I got to get her on here too.
Yes.
And Teresa.
She's so much fun.
Oh yeah.
Best paint ever, Julianne.
Yeah. Teresa, she's on. She's been doing work for Al and with the cards. I think she's got a couple cards left. Oh, and Marcia Price.
Hi,
Marcia. Welcome. I'm glad she came. Yeah, I still have. I got my rods. No, everybody. I got rods. Trina's got her crystal. Pyramid.
Oh, I gotta go get my rods. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, I got rods too. I love the rods.
Have the
anybody want rods or crystal things or pyramids? Go to Marcia and let her know. I don't know, Marcia, if you got something, posted in the chat, please.
Raising Cane says, "Stop the bus. Forgot his lunch."
Yeah.
Or she forgot her lunch.
Oh, you got your rods too. Hey,
yeah, I got a little bit of a headache. I was like, let me go grab my rods.
We can be connected.
Yes.
I want rods.
You got.
They're awesome, Steve.
You got to get yourself some rods, Steve.
Yeah, I first got to send my freaking picture to Al. You know, it's like
they've been waiting.
You think I'm not camera shy or something, but I ain't got no pictures of myself. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, you gotta have one.
For you.
Take a picture.
Got a couple.
Yeah.
Let's see who else do we got here. Raising Cane. I don't think I've seen.
Hi, Raising Cane.
Let's see, anybody else that I've missed?
Razzing Cane.
Razzing Cane. Oh, sorry. You know how the mind plays tricks with your.
Yeah, I thought it was Raising Cane too.
Yeah. Okay. Jill Jarrett. I know everybody else will be piling in here soon. So tell me about your week here, Trina. You've been busy, just like me.
Yeah, just working. I was going to go to the Crestone Energy Fair thing. I was really wanting to do that, but then I got slammed with work and the weather was looking pretty bad, but then it cleared up. So yeah, I was like kind of excited to do that, but I didn't get to. So yeah, I just work right now, and the world's just bananas. And
yeah. I know what you're saying. I apologize to everybody. Oh, there. Hey, now there's a picture. Send that to Al right away, or send it to Teresa, or put it in the thing, and you will have a picture. You actually go fishing too. You're a man of many talents.
Life of Riley, as Jack Frater would say.
Jeez. You're missing your Indiana Jones hat today.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I gotta go. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, Darth, how was your week? And I want to thank you for pulling them cards for me yesterday. It made me feel a lot better. And I know you said there's a lot of typing, but that's something to think about. People might want to have you pull a card, and you could just type it all out for them and whatever. It was really nice because I can go back and read it.
Yeah.
Oh, Karina, thank you for this.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
The Yahweh book that you showed us earlier?
Yeah.
Do
you love it? Isn't it crazy awesome?
Yeah. As soon as you showed us that the first time, I'm like, I don't know why. I am being called to this.
That's what happened to me, Darth. I went into this bookstore and I literally was drawn like a magnet to the exact book. And it was just like I was drawn. And I pulled it out. I didn't even know what it meant. I didn't know nothing. But I just knew. I was like, I had to buy this book. And then when I bought it, I think like the total came out to like $44.41.
Oh man, that's lucky.
Or it was like 33.31 or something. It was totally like a major master number combination that I was like, man, you can't make this stuff up, you know, or 44.11 or something. It was really weird, but I was like, okay. And then I tried to read it and I couldn't understand it for like 9 or 10 years because I got it when I was like 18 or 19 years old.
Some of it I understand due to me being me.
Yeah, do you understand it?
A lot of it, could I take things slow?
You have to with this book. Yeah,
I grew
you
up
gotta take things
religious,
slow.
so and I watch a lot of philosophy shows and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
it's like, okay, by the time I got this, like, okay, everything's lining up nice and easy.
Yep.
And you talked about Judgment Day. Apparently, they got that translated wrong, which actually means graduation day.
Mm-hmm.
It's said in somewhere. I'm like, oh,
Yep.
that makes more sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely a different spin on things. This book is completely
It right now.
amazing.
I'm just skimming through it,
Mm-hmm.
see what I can catch.
Yeah, I read through the whole book once many years ago, and now I kind of just see what I'm drawn to open and read, and every time I do that, it seems appropriate. But yeah, there's a lot of very interesting information, especially with like the crystalline technology and the crystalline matrix that we're a part of. It's kind of cool.
It's like after I walked on my religion, I keep finding more of this stuff for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's more to it than we've ever been taught. So I think that's a large part of it, is figuring out exactly what is it and how does it affect us and why is it so powerful. I think that's part of the process, is understanding a lot of our foundational structures of energy and where they come from and how they affect us as beings. Yeah.
Read it.
Great. Well, you got your hat on. you're all ready to do some
Right on.
Yeah.
There you go. You took the words out of my
Right
mouth.
on, Steve.
Okay, now that we got a pile of people piling in, we got Mary Wynn showed up. We got QT.
Hi, Mary.
QT Kitty. I love that handle.
Yeah, she's kind of new. She's loving this.
Right on.
Tanya Rose. Let's see. I don't see anyone. But anyway, Darth, are you ready with your card?
Yes.
Let's get the show on the road.
And the
Hey,
card,
I'd like
the
to say
Hierophant.
I love you all.
Oh,
Oh,
Yes.
we love you too, Steve.
Sorry, Darth. Sorry, bud. Go ahead.
the card, the Hierophant, normally means a religious, spiritual leader. And the guidebook the Hierophant had diverse meanings from traditional religion and spiritual knowledge to education opportunities. Overall, the card donates unity, connection, mind, body, and soul, or making a key commitment. The card can also represent following or becoming inspiring spiritual leader, mentor, or teacher.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
There's more to it,
Nice.
which I don't really feel like reading. It more describes who the character is. That's only going to be valuable if you actually watch the show. Because this whole deck is based off of the Game of Thrones shows. And by the looks of the whole deck, they're all like major characters in the show. So
And as
That
we've
makes
seen in our
sense.
reality, shows tend to mirror or coincide with our reality, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
and at the bottom of my deck, I have the King of Cups, who is also a major character in the show. He kind of a lost person. He doesn't know who he is. He wants to be like his siblings because of his birth. He is a noble born but a bastard, which in those days, because George based it off medieval England and family bloodline meant everything to them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And John comes from this hidden bloodline that he's not allowed to know. And in the shows, he had to hide his parentage because he made because his father or uncle made a promise to his sister because he knew there's a rebellion going on because of some sort of the War of the Roses.
Yeah.
It's based off of that. Much of the Game of Thrones is based off of that, where the Nova houses are.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, it
That's
takes too
Well-
long to explain that there are 5 books and 8 seasons.
Ah.
The books and TV show kind of split apart by season 5 because George decided to stop writing to I don't know. Trying to figure out more ideas for its book 6 that he's currently working on right now.
So
Wow.
that series is going to keep going, you think, or?
We don't know because the TV show is done and the last season of the TV show kind of tanked.
Oh.
The writing was not the greatest,
Mm.
and it kind of hurt the profits for book 6, and he didn't really know what he's going to do.
Did they blame that on Trump too?
There
No,
you go. Anyway, well, everything's kind of put on
everything's
hold
Trump's
with
fault
that
nowadays,
the
right?
virus now thing.
Somebody's fault.
Yeah, and it's
Whatever.
Trump did it. Just blame it on him. What the heck, right?
Trump is Gump. He's a chump. No, I'm just kidding.
so Trump the new
I
devil
have
then?
no political affiliation to anybody or anything, so I was kidding. Totally
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah. We're just but yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
It's all about.
Oh, okay. Well, Darth, thank you very
Darth.
much.
Yep.
Thank you,
Darth.
and thanks for filling in tonight. A last minute call. I tell you, it was a thank you.
She's doing well.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll
You
see you next time.
You guys have a good night.
Love Pete
Good night,
Chick,
Darth.
Dark, and you are not my father.
Okay.
You're not my father.
You are not my father.
Oh, that was good. Let's see. Teresa's asking for your photograph. Send them there to the one with the big fish.
Yeah.
Too bad
Right.
you didn't have the Indiana hat on, man. You could have just held it up like this, like you're wrestling a monster or something,
Oh, that was earlier today. Yeah.
Oh.
It was
Wow.
in the rain.
Oh, in the rain. Yeah, it's been raining up that way a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it was down to 36 degrees the other night when I was sitting
Oh,
on the river
wow.
watching the meteor shower.
Uh-huh.
And the fog come rolling in. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
We had 29 here this last week and it froze my garden off. And I picked all my tomatoes and everything. We're done. 29 for like 2 days.
Yeah, it's done after that, right?
Yeah, it's froze hard. No
Wow.
going back. Yeah. But it's been warm. Today was 73 and hot in the sun and nice. It was a beautiful
North Dakota's
day.
a funny place. It's just like Minnesota, I guess, but a little more unforgiving because there's less structures, right?
Yeah, less trees.
Less
Less trees.
Well, let me tell you, in Phoenix here, we're getting all the smoke.
It's hotter than hell, ain't it?
It's not that hot because we're not getting any
Oh,
direct
because
sunlight.
of
Oh.
because of the
Because
fires.
of the smoke, and the sun is blood red, and it is
Oh.
ominous and weird and hazy. I can't
Yeah, that happened
imagine what
last
it's
year
like
around
in
time too,
California.
I think, didn't it?
Huh?
Didn't it happen around this time last year too, when the California fires were going on?
Oh yeah, but these are even way worse.
Worse. Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. That's just too bad. My heart goes out to them people.
Me too. It's like I said, Washington too, and Oregon, they're getting hammered with fire. Yeah. We've got 2 coasts on fire right now.
Geez.
If it ain't on fire, it's freezing, or it's COVID, or it's Rocket Man. What happened?
Yeah, it's a Rocket Man. Yeah. Anyway, look at that. I learned how to share screen.
Right on.
Hey, so anyway, tonight's subject was agape love. I think I'm saying that right. There's so many people say it differently.
You are saying right.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm correct for once. I usually get tongue-tied, as you can tell. I'm the first one to admit that I'm not always right. Well, maybe not always. But anyway, I'm going to read this little bit, and then we can go on from there, because I put a bunch of questions down. Now, I figure I am the average guy, or the average person, and I have the average normal questions. So there you go. And I have 2 of the smartest people here with me tonight to answer and maybe talk about these questions. So from the book, Expand Your Conscious Mind, or Expand Your Consciousness by David K. Miller, I got the ancient Greek gods talked about the different levels of consciousness and love, brotherly love and parent love, and love between the mother and the father, as well as the husband and the wife. There's also a higher love, love, or agape, a 5th dimensional love. It is the transcendent characteristics of unconditional love and includes how a mother feels for her child. There is an attempt to expand a concept of agape when someone says God is love, God loves the world, God loves you. The Creator's love for the earth is also a type of transcendent agape love. One of the requirements for entering the 5th dimension and the higher states of consciousness is agape love. Okay, let agape love enter your consciousness now. You have the ability. Go inward now and experience agape love. It brings you to the doorway of the 5th dimension. Think and visualize to the best of your ability, and the 5th dimension is opening your aurora. Your energy field expands so wide that it allows 5th dimensional energy and light to enter your aurora now. Okay, now we have one word, and that's love, right? But the Greeks actually had 4 words for love, the different types. The one was, now I'm going to screw up these words, storge, meaning Greek is something, affection for the between the family, philia, love or friendship, eros, love between the sexes, and agape, love in the Christian sense, God's love for man, Christian love for the brethren. And then you got the love versus the love of God, the natural loves versus the love of God. Okay, question number 1, and which is, okay, what is love? And do we really know what love is? Now, that was a question that Wayne had brought up.
I know the answer to that one.
Yes.
Brian.
Okay. Yes. Yes. I was thinking.
Good answer, Steve.
Yes.
Good answer.
And look who we got joining us.
Is that the Kentmeister?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Okay, I am going to stop share because we're going to have to say hi to him. He should be coming on here. And there we go.
On an island, some
right on.
undisclosed location, some far off land.
Yeah.
Lucky dude.
Here he comes. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway. But yeah, you know, Steve, you're right. Yeah, that's where I was thinking about this whole time. You know, Brian and his the way he expressed love and how he really meant it. You know, Ken, my man, you made it.
I've been fighting this stupid. I'm just renting a place for a couple months while I'm building, and I was trying to. This is the first time I've used internet in it. it's been a nightmare here for the last hour trying to get this thing going, but we got her going. So
Pictures on the
Yay!
wall. You're echoing.
yeah, that's
Hey, he's on. He's not sticking. He's not doing that.
No.
You know, so far so good. Anyway.
So glad you
Awesome.
got a place, Kent. Right on.
Awesome.
Yay!
yeah, this is well, I'm starting to build out on my property, but I rented a pad just for a few months here, but so they were
Smart.
supposed to be putting internet into it, so it got internet today, but I don't know, the passcode wasn't working and stuff, but all of a sudden it just finally seemed to work. So I don't know what I was doing wrong, but
Yay! Well, you're
Yeah.
connected and you sound great.
awesome.
Whatever was wrong is now right because you're here. Brother.
Awesome.
Yes. Whatever was wrong is now
Yes.
right.
It's good to see
Yes,
everyone.
and
How is
he's-
everyone doing? I've been kind of out of touch for a little bit, but
Yeah,
yeah.
well,
Yeah, I know. I really love to hear your whole cougar experience.
Yeah,
I've been
we're-
dying to know about this.
Well, I have a motorhome and it's out on the property. I'm building off of Vancouver Island, which is kind of almost across from Seattle, but out off the coast. But yeah, the one morning, because I'm building there's kind of a provincial park, and the provincial park lake has like outhouses and stuff. So I got up and I was walking down in the morning, and the neighbor or the guy that owns the property next door, I know he has this dog, like a golden retriever, and I'm walking and it's like that, just looking, I'm like, hang on, that's not a dog right there. And then I realized, like, yeah, it was a full-on mountain lion. It was a full-on cougar just standing right there. So
Wow.
and he had some good thick paws on him and everything. So it was kind of like, stop to say hello. But I was heading back to the motorhome to see if I'd check him out a little bit better from inside there anyways. So.
Absolutely, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Oh,
There's a
you
black
know,
bear
pets
there.
are
There's a
surrounding
black
you.
bear
You're
there
such a
the
lucky
other day,
dog.
too. You get a lot of animals around there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Imagine. That's out in the real wilderness. The real wilderness.
It is wilderness. It's a pretty nice city, but it's about 15-20 minutes from there. But where my property is, it's kind of right on the top of a mountain, and it goes down and there's some lakes, and I have a pretty nice view from up there. Actually, I can see all of a lot of Washington across the it's called the Juan de Fuca, but literally I'm probably only, I don't know, maybe 15 miles from Washington across the border there, so it's all really mountainous there. I can see Mount Baker and stuff like that from my place. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty nice territory.
So
Right
you're
on.
still
How are
up
the
in-
fires? Are the fires okay?
Well, there was some fires starting up around, right up around where the property is, but they were smaller fires. I saw some lightning and stuff. I don't think they're like what's going on in the west coast of the U.S. right now, but the smoke is really bad, like, coming across. But I mean, those fires, I mean, there's some devious stuff going on. I feel in my gut with those fires. Nothing of it about it seems natural. It's just too, yeah.
I agree.
I guess it's the world that we live in right now, I mean, you really have to almost disconnect at times and just, what is it called? Being an observer or something like that. Because I mean, yeah, there's a lot of greed and wickedness in this world right now, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Interesting too, talking about agape love, and then we have to look at what's not love in the same,
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
Well, I think Steve said that before. Sometimes you got to know what's not love to know what is love.
In a weird way,
And,
that's the best love there is the hurt.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I look at some of the beings that are maybe a little bit responsible for what's going on here, and really they're just gonna have a long journey or a longer journey into truth. You know, that's kind of what it boils down to.
Exactly what it comes down to.
Yeah, that was in one of my questions. I don't know if you got that part, but anyway, that was one of the questions.
I didn't pre-read. I didn't do my homework. I'm just telling you all I'm guilty. Like that school kid that didn't do his homework.
No, that's all right. I did the homework. I just had to send it to you, and you just have to read it, man.
Anyway, our realities mesh together, even when you're on an island by yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And when we all connect, it's just like I said, you know, I jotted this down. I don't know, you know, if you guys are thinking the same thing, but then that way I can communicate with it. But anyway, yeah, that was one of the things it said on my questions is, if love is so powerful, why do people seek out fear and versus fear and control? Why do they seek fear and control versus love? If that's the most powerful thing in the universe, and that's what we're all made up of, and that's what holds the universe together, and that's what God's supposed to be, the creator, supposed to be holding and binding everything, then why do people go towards the fear and control to do all that other crap? You see what I'm saying? That don't make any sense.
Well, you know, and
most people, love is hard to achieve in the real sense, and fear is easy to come by.
Yeah.
You know, and it's part of the programming. And, you know, we've all been through it many, many, many times in our life. Like, think about how many times, even growing up, you know, when you're as a teenager or a young adult or whatever, when, you know, you're tempted, people come and they tempt you, like, you know, like, oh, come over here, you know, there's the ladies over here, or come make some money over here. It's just a little corrupt, and then it's kind of like a snowball effect, you know, and in a way, coming to love or agape love, it can be a snowball effect too for a lot of people. You need to take some baby steps, and they continue on. There's not a single one of us, you know, that have completely reached a level of pure agape love. We've probably experienced moments in this incarnation, but you know, not always such a sustainable you know, aspect of it, I would say, you know, because we are constantly in always, you know, some sort of, you know, what would it be, like duality, you know, going on around us in this world. I mean, and right now, I mean, it's almost to the point of being comical if you see it, but not really comical, because it's just such chaos. But it's just relentless at this point in time.
I think it's utter trickery.
Yeah,
it's utter trickery.
all over the place, you know.
Yeah, I want to read this to you guys really quick, because I think this is so appropriate. It's like, I think this is so much of what's happening, and I think that this is like one of the core issues. And it's like, okay, this is from my Alchemy book, and it says, remember, dear ones, at a time when an advanced souls come into an embodiment, there is always a sense of parting at higher levels. And then there is full awareness that mission may or may not be successful due to the amnesia. When entering the veil of flesh, there is never any guarantees that the individual will not, through some form of contention, become involved in karmic situations and necessitations around unpleasant experiences. Simply because an individual is highly evolved or a Christed one, it does not ensure against failure. There is always a risk, the eventuality that some of your friends that had intended to be the guardians of the light betray the light. And then too, there is the possibility that the associates will misinterpret motives, discount good intentions, or ignorantly strive to force him into the ranks of God's service through impugning his character. It's like we fall into these traps or these programs, these indoctrinations. We forget what God we're dealing with. So it says, let us all recognize that upon the earth and upon the body, in the present hour, there are children of light and children of Mammon. So we have two
Form of saying
different.
an ignorant human or a Luciferian or a materialistic person.
Yeah, and Mammon also too, the god of Mammon is like the god of the world, the god of money, material things, the flesh. It's the god of Mammon, the god of the world. So it says right now we're in a battle, and the children of the world in their generation have been wiser than the children of light.
That's
Let
always,
us realize now that the children of light must become wiser than the children of Mammon.
they were also known as the sons of God. And
Yes. And I think this is it. It's like it is time for us to really buckle up and start learning about our system and how it works and what kind of part we have in it.
here's a perspective
How we
for
can
you.
change
Just put
it.
yourself in this mindset for a second. You're born in 1900, okay? You go through the First World War. You go through the Great Depression. You go through the Second World War. And you see the atomic bombs dropped. Now, depending on where you're at on the planet, imagine your mindset then, you know?
Yeah.
The world's always coming to an end. Because you want to know why? Because we're born dead. Period.
Yes.
And that's what we need to realize and get over it, because we're already dead.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
plain and simple.
But you know what though? What if we're born dead because of a contract that we were placed upon without our knowing? So
No.
what if we're really
Even
not
the
dead,
system is
but
through-
we've just been turned into something that
Yeah.
is considered dead?
Though I walk through the shadow in the or though I walk as a shadow in the valley of darkness.
Oh, I totally get what you're saying with that too, because yeah, the shadow, how could you be in the light if you cast a shadow? Absolutely, I totally get that.
Shadow is just a privation of light.
But as above, so below.
It's just meaning that you're here in this physical body in this time, but right?
How else would
Your avatar body
or a undefinable or indescribable thing define itself? Think about that. You know, there's no way it can unless it's in the definable. And that's what we are. We are here to define ourselves as spiritual creatures. And that's the only way we can become hierophant.
See, I think we were born that, but we have been taught to be something of which we are not. It starts from the moment we were born, when we were born. Entered into a contract, a certificate of bondage. Then we were told our genders, and then our parents taught us, you know, what cups are. They explained our environment. They told us what things were named. Our entire construct is a product of what we have been taught.
Yes, programmed.
And it's not real.
You're born into the program.
Ouch.
Here.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch, it's real.
Well, I mean, it is real, but I mean, it's real only because we agree.
What were you saying? Yeah, I agree with that, Trina.
Well, I was listening to somebody say something very similar to that, and it was the same thing. You didn't, when you were born, you got a name. You didn't have a choice. You weren't free to pick. Somebody picked that and gave it to you. They told you what to do, what to think, and literally programmed you. You didn't say, hey, you know, I have a choice. I don't like my name. I want to be something else. I mean, later in life, you can kind of change it, but you're always going to be what they put down on that birth certificate and who you are. And you're always, you know, and literally all those little things. I was just using that for a bigger example so everybody could relate.
Lucky Stone, I want to point out a comment Lucky Stone's making, and I'm not just saying it because my last name is Stone.
No, go ahead.
But we have complete control of our own reality unless you release that control to someone else or put anything in your life as somebody else's fault, period.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that you can control everything. You know, I'm just saying that, you know, if you release that power or give somebody that control over you, that's your own fault.
Yes, absolutely. But the thing is when you're young, you give up that control and you don't even know you have any of that. And then you just get programmed through life, giving up that control, knowing that, you know, not knowing that you're in the cage, and really the only freedom you have is in between the bars.
Well, it's like in Genesis, it says, I give you dominion over all things upon the earth. You can only have dominion if you don't have a ruler over you. And through these contracts, we've now been put into these agreements through law.
Mhm.
And law means land, air, and water.
Mhm.
You understand
So
when you enter that house of discontent, you just continue that discontent in your mind, in your body, in your world. It becomes what you think, and that's where you have to. Sure, that stuff exists. There are people that are ignorant and want to control things. You know, we all know this. Can we change? Can we change what other people think? No, we can't. We can only change what we think. And that's the only thing we can do. There is nothing else we can do but change what we think and how we feel. And that's where if we all come together and do that on our individuals, it all comes together.
I think it also has to do with the word.
Anything.
I think the word is a part of it too, Steve. That's what's coming into my consciousness. It's like there's something to this word here. There's something about this. The word is integrated, and it has to do with law and words and all this stuff. It's like all this is coming into my consciousness.
Without the word, there would be nothing.
I keep hearing reclaim your title. Reclaim your title.
It's the light.
Well, that just sent some shiver through me. And you know, it's so cool that you're saying that, Steve, because it's got to be just a couple things that you've said here tonight. Because it's got to be 3 times this week that I've seen that, you know, that or felt that really the greatest thing that you can do is to improve yourself or to bring yourself to a different level. Even if you, I don't know where this is coming from, but just kind of out of the blue, but you know, even if you think of aspects of, say, what we call the Christ as a person or whatever we call, really, that was the biggest message that I can get from that was just being within true to your own spiritual self within an environment that pushed every other aspect upon you. It wasn't like, even when you think about the greatest things that, you know, any Christ has done, because I actually look at it a little differently. I look at it a little bit like we're talking like more of a conglomeration of the greatest aspects of spiritual life, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. So all of those, from what I see, were overcoming it personally within a system that made you want to go against it or something. So that, you know,
that's what it's about, brother. That is it. Dude, I've been crying today watching. I mean, this is after I caught that damn muskie, you know, and I've been trying to catch that damn muskie for 3 days. You know, I've been out on the lake for 3 days trying to catch a fish, and I caught that fish. And it was, you know, it didn't fill nothing. You know, we are creatures of wrath. We are always trying to fill that void. We are trying to fill it with sex, drugs, rock and roll, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Fish, you know, whatever. And nothing fills that void ever.
Right? Yeah. That was in one of my questions there. If we love things, inanimate objects, do we feel that love back to us, or are we wasting our time?
That's selfish love. That's what that is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and there's a lot of people that do that. They get objects like, say, a car or maybe some knickknack or something like that, and they will love that thing, you know, and for what? It's nothing. I mean, at the end of the day, does it really matter?
I think it's another one of the tricks of our programming. And every time I think about that concept, I always hear the first commandment, thou shalt not worship false idols.
Yeah.
It's a trick. It's a trick. It's a trap.
Actually, and we always think about false idols, I guess you'd say, as maybe a false idol as a person. But you're right, Robert, like a car. To worship a car is really worshiping a false idol.
Yes.
If you can understand its use, in guiding you in this world, it could be just one thing. That's not like, you know, a lot, but I see it all the time, you know, even it with my son, and I'm around because lately I've been kind of, you know, to make a living, I've been doing this home inspection thing, and I've been getting more into it, and I see the success of it, and it's, you know, it wants to drag you in there. And that's another aspect of the world, is literally not allowing yourself to be dragged too much into any particular thing that is of the world, or it becomes your own, it becomes another trap. That's all it becomes.
God, been on an island with all this shit. I love you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes. See, I knew I had the most intelligent people in the world right on here. Oh yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna go that far, but you know, we definitely
Strive to learn more truth.
Get the odd moment of intelligence or something that runs through the brain. Trust me, for every one moment of intelligence, there's at least 100 moments of stupidity. So,
Right.
Absolutely.
No one dumber than me.
Well, okay, now I'm going to put something together. You say this Mammon, you know, and is, you know, like that, the god of whatever, right? Okay, I have to, but anyway, but now we're moving into this new age of knowing. Is this knowing that God is, that false God, whatever he is setting us, has been setting us up for all this other crap? Because one of my questions was, why does love always bring us, or love always bring us happiness and then bring us sorrow? Is that trick of, hey, look, you're going to be really happy, and then look, now you're really sad, you're down in the tubes, ha, you know, and I love it. And that's what he's feeding off of. But now we're moving into that age of knowing. And now look at, we're waking up and we're saying, hey, we know what's going on. Screw that. I'm not going to be part, or I'm not going to be of this, or how's that go? I'm not of this world, but I'm in this world, but I'm not of this world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we're starting to know that.
Yeah. I think
Well,
that's,
through a few, many will be saved. Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
I think that's a key.
So yeah. Okay. Well, that's what I was putting together.
The thing is that, you know, let me break it down. This all came to me right before the show when I was thinking about what I was going to say, you know, how witty and smart I could be in front of everybody. And, you know, my ego kind of taking over is, you know, whatever, just like this hat, you know, my ego, you know, and right on, right. You can dress it up so you can sell the package, you know, because if you ain't selling, nobody's buying. You know, and that's plain and simple. You know, what's true isn't popular. What's popular isn't true. That's a Ken Wheeler statement. And another thing that Ken Wheeler, you know, he's a pompous guy, but this dude has brought some knowledge, gnosis to me that it is greatly appreciated. And, you know, he put a couple of things together for me a few years back with, think of this, the black hole at the center of our galaxy emits hydrogen. Immense amounts of hydrogen, which is the building blocks of life, the Pythagorean triangle, which is 108, 36, 36. Now, 108 is a mantra through Hinduism and through you know, in all these religious things, and it's 144. It has connections to 144 and all this other stuff. Now, that being said, this galactic thing is the biggest microcosm of our microcosm, which means that the matter that it eats spews out the very seed that it eats. You know what I mean? And it comes out in the accretion disk of our galaxy. That's where matter resides. And the singularity is in the middle. But I mean,
Oh my God, it's like literally like a big, large anus, and it's going to take a poop.
right, through my mouth is, right, it's through.
Jeez, oh my God, that is so
the
crazy.
weight of my ass, right.
Right? Yeah, I'm like, oh my God.
The path of least resistance, right. But that's exactly what we are. Hey, that's perfect. Trina. That's a perfect analogy because it's dead on. Because
so we came here today to speak, and we ended up talking about Source's bumhole.
But
Yeah, and then you said accretion disc, and I was like a big shit.
It's essentially what it is, though. You know, it's essentially what it is.
Oh my God, it totally is.
Man is the measure of all things. period.
Mhm.
You know, and
Well, we
everything-
must be in the part of the body that's the stomach, because we're in a consumption,
yes.
and we go through
Conversion, yes.
transformation, birth, and death. So yeah, we
But the
must
point
be
I
in like
wanted to
the
make with all
stomach
that
of the
is that
body, and yeah, when they're done, we
there
get
is
shot up.
there is a way to the Akashic, which Kent was alluding to, that you just have to put your mind there. You don't have to be connected to the internet. You don't have to be connected to a library. I've read 2.5 books in my whole damn life. You know, I'm not kidding either.
Yeah.
And I've watched probably 50, 60, 100 hours of YouTube, but I mean, it's mostly, it was all conspiracy minded stuff, not of, you know, wisdom or, you know, just a few things. But then you put your mind to a certain thought, and it is amazing how that comes to you. And that is because of the hydrogen molecule. The one secret the Gnostics in all of these Pythagoreans kept was that the Pythagorean triangle, the 108, 36, 36. It sounds like it, you know, it's the truth. Water is the key, and water is the key to all life in our solar system, in our bodies. We are 70% of it, and that is, it leads to the phi ratio. It leads to all of it. I mean, it's just amazing, and it's memory. You know,
Interesting.
It's like like within water, I see the mother and father aspects that's where they combine. It's like the image is held within the water, and the water is the carrier that makes it have the ability to manifest into the reality.
Well, isn't that in the Gnostic text about, you know, that you say that they, you know, saw the image of Sophia in the water, or the image in the water, like the divine feminine in the water.
Well, the divine feminine is the water, the chaotic ocean of the.
Yes, that's how I see it. That the water is the womb. The water is what makes it manifest.
The true Adam story is that.
Yeah, because isn't the baby like in the womb, and then that's filled
Yeah.
with water?
Babies
It's
in life.
you live in water. You're born in water. You're actually
You're underwater, and then
Perfect.
Yeah, and then in the system with the legal system, that's how they turned us into dead people, is through water laws instead of laws of the land. It's crazy. I'm starting to see all these correlations
True
between.
life, there is, without the hero's journey, it wouldn't be worth it. We wouldn't have the desire, because that is the true Mary of the Bible, is the desire turned towards the good, the love, the agape, the bestowal, you know, and that's what all of it is because God is love. And that's what we need to be more like, and that's what draws God to us. And then we create the light.
Well, is that God drawing to us, or are we being drawn towards God? Because God's all constant.
God is in your head right now.
Yes.
God is in your body right now. God is in everybody, but all are not God.
Yeah, exactly.
That's plain and simple. And the more we are like good, love, and bestowal, and agape, selfless, get rid of the selfish love, the need to want to have Brian here because we love him so much. Seriously, we love him, but that's selfish. Think about that. Think about that.
Well, especially if you think about it as like you were saying earlier, and you know, as you were talking about that, I was thinking I had the same thoughts on my mind a few times this week about how we are in death. There isn't really anything, and I mean anything around us right at this moment in time that it's all, you know, it's all changing. It's all going away. There is really nothing to pull from here except for your spiritual truths that you will pull from here. It really is the only thing that is going out, you know, with you or continuing on, you know, from this journey. So and we are experiencing and have entered into death to know life again. And and when I say death and life, everything within this is here. So as above, so below is that we see the concepts of true life with us here, but it isn't here. This is a systematic, cyclical kind of world of death within right here. So yeah, but you see the beauties that you see here that you want to experience in your life. You know, if you love your dog and you experience that bond, or there's a particular tree or a particular person or even a particular moment, you see the life that you found in that is what you can have from here for your true spiritual being, and that will make you seek it again in life. No, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just rambling, but I'm just saying there's
I couldn't have said it better.
There always has to be something to be taken from something, you know, like, and even though we are experiencing this land of death, we see love. And when we were talking earlier about, so the God of this world, who's actually trapped in a death cycle, actually. So it's really not that glamorous of a godlike place to be within. But you're right. Like, actually, if you were to talk about feeding, what hurts the most? What really, truly hurts the most of anyone that's ever lived here? It's to have a bit of the love and then it takes it away, right? That probably hurts the most out of any single thing. To not have something and not experience it, it doesn't really hurt that much, you know.
Better to be loved, or what is that saying? Better to love than not.
Loved and lost and not loved at all.
Yeah. Love lost is
Yeah.
Are you tearing up, Trina?
No, I was just thinking, it's so crazy. It's like, you know, I keep looking at everything and I'm trying to figure out. I keep hearing there's layers of your consciousness that we're not aware of, and they're trying to put this together. And it's like talking about this. I keep seeing that this is part of the stomach. In the body of creation, this might be the stomach, and that would make sense why this would be a very transformative reality that would have life and death and birth and aging and polarity. And
you know, in all those Hindu pictures where they have the lotus flower coming out of Krishna's stomach.
That's what I'm telling you. I'm seeing like Kali and the lotus flower, and that must be this realm, that this must be where we're at in this body, would be in this digestion.
You know where that beautiful lotus flower grows?
From the mud, from the roots. Mud. Yes.
Yes.
Again, from the clay of the earth.
Where are the best shrooms born? In cow pie.
In the manure. Oh my God, that is so funny.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing all these connections to nature, higher mind, which you're so right with the mushrooms. You know, mushrooms are just a huge part of starting to see
until you have a bad
reality.
But yeah. I gave a guy mouth-to-mouth once, and you know, he died in front of me at work, and I couldn't do him after that. I used to love it, but
wow, God, that would wreck you.
Yeah, it wrecked me for that sort of thing. But
yeah, it would. That'd be trauma associated to that line in your brain now. Yeah, you could remove that.
How your brain works in that sort of situation too. There were things that were pointed out to me that I never even seen while it was going on. You know, like blood and all that stuff. And
right.
Weird where you
no fun.
And not be all at the same time, you know. And I think what Ken was saying about, you know, the experiencing of the dualistic versions of ourself is exactly what devil and God in us are. The angel on each shoulder, you know.
Right.
Bad, the good, the yin, the yang. But in the yin is also the yang, you know, that, and if you look at a yin and yang symbol, you'll see that in the dark side of it, there's a white circle in there.
Right.
White side of it, there's a dark circle in there.
Mhm.
And that's what it's all about, is coalescing and using the ego. You know, it's not all bad. You need that to stay alive long enough to realize where you're at and to ask yourself that question, why am I here? We're not here to freaking run the treadmill. And in my opinion, all this chaos, the Shiva is a good description of it. Shiva is, you know, out of the chaos is born
Through the destruction. Yeah.
order.
And you're right, in the yin and the yang, you know, even in the darkness, you always see the small amount of light. In the light, you always see the small amount of dark, you know, and in more of a figurative way of you know, learning cycles. And, you know, we could have many worlds of learning cycles to experience. And yeah, I mean, there is chaos around at all times, you know, a lot of nonsense. That sometimes that's where I can see the chaos, because of the senselessness sometimes that doesn't, you know, compute with where you're at, you know. But to someone, you know, whoever they may be, whether they're, you know, performing something that might be wicked or this or that, they somehow within them have some sort of, you know, self-justification or self, it has to be there, because their life to experiencing. But yeah, it is certainly when you're seeing things through eyes or through experience of a more, you know, Christed being or open being, or, you know, as you are, it certainly does seem to be ridiculous, I would say, at points in time, you know. And yeah, yet it is a reality around, you know.
Right now, man, I love you, bro. I used to harbor some serious animosity towards you, man.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's the.
I'm serious.
I think
harboring that animosity, and I love you, man.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you too, for sure.
I'm not trying to for nothing. I'm just trying to, you know, eat crow and bring my own, you know, senseless thoughts to bear.
Well, that just means that you're growing. You're growing.
Think of it as that. I just want to just express my love, man.
Awesome. Well, there we go. And I love you too, and I love it. You know,
see, brotherly love. That's agape love, guys. I love it.
Yes,
that's real agape love right there.
You know, something that you said there, Steve, that is so cool. You know, is it not truly a great feeling inside when when people are around, like we come, and maybe you see a bit of growth in somebody else, or maybe you see, you know, them even question something. It depends.
That's true.
That feels good.
That's
you know, that really does feel good. You know, it feels good to see others get something. You really don't get that much out of yourself seeing things. And that's something that you'll learn about that whole, you know, this experience of making yourself better. Yeah, you continue to try to make yourself better, but it's very hard to see your own growth without others. You know, it is actually quite difficult, I would say, you know, because it's very
just like God trying to define himself without us.
Exactly.
How will define himself if that's all there is?
Exactly. That's so true. You know, it is such a connected experience with source, with ourselves. It's like, you're right. Like you can't have one without the other. You just can't. Like you have to have you have to have both aspects of that. And you're right. So we are defining even what, and what source is, what God is, and God is defining what we like. And ourselves, like it's very cool. Like,
not big God, but we are God.
Absolutely.
We can become children of God, angels,
Yeah.
and rise above all of this death.
Yeah.
Become cosmic gardeners, the tinkerers of truth and life.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
With that, we're running into our hour.
Wow. That seemed like 5 freaking minutes, man.
I know, right? It was
Trina's excited. She got like 4 words in, and that's impossible for her.
Yeah, Trina, this is probably the least
That'd be
you
like
said
me putting 4 words in.
a whole show.
It is so wonderful to have Kent and Steve back together, and this is just brilliant. So I'm just sitting here just loving every minute of it. So
Awesome.
be here.
Awesome.
I mean, this is one of the better shows we've ever done, and I really appreciate it, and I hope it feels this way for everybody that watches it, because it's a very enlightening experience. Not to use the word lightly.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
Right.
It's really
love. I'm feeling it. Brotherly love.
and you guys are the best group. You're the smartest people, I swear. And you know what? And thanks to Brian for bringing us all together. I mean, it was his love that brought this group, and now look, here we all are. I mean, and we pulled together. We didn't just run our separate ways. We pulled together.
I miss that son bitch.
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I've been kind of quiet and going through different experiences of life, in the last while, but I mean, it's truly
when and Brian.
Yeah, you miss just being able to, just have that convenience of talking to Brian or calling him up, or and all of that, and I really pray for his mom and just everyone getting through this experience. But we all know that this world is a temporary aspect of our
temporary. Yes. I just made that connection. That was awesome.
So in all reality, we will meet Brian in a flash.
We are Brian.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
it's so funny. I feel all like emotional, like he's so happy, he's just so happy to see you two together and all of us together. It's just overwhelming joy. Like I said, I'm like getting hit with brotherly love. I think it's Brian's energy, and it's hit me very powerfully. And it's like, yes, he's just happy. Very happy.
That movie 777 with the train that runs away in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Dude, I seen that today. I started crying for no reason while I was watching it. And then you come on here and it's Kent 777. I'm like, what the hell, man?
I use those numbers all the time. I don't know why. When I always had weird experiences with the number 7. I mean, when I played hockey, I was number 7. I don't remember how that all started, but I've had these weird, almost you'd call them angelic moments in my lifetime.
Right.
Yeah, well, and I'll be walking down in a public place, and some random person will look at me and go, "Hey, number 7," and you're just like, most people would freak out, but
most people would say, "Why are you calling me a jackass on what was that show? What was number 7 on Grizzly Adams?"
Oh yeah, exactly. So, I love those experiences, though. I love it when the universe taps you and pokes you out of left field,
dude, that's what it's all about, man. That's what the goosebumps are about, and I've had those this whole damn show. That's just your antenna.
Me too. I got a lot of energy all running up my back and up the back of my neck and stuff. So that's awesome. That's awesome. It's great to see you guys, and
too.
Stephen, the same thing. I mean, just I love listening to you. You have so much wisdom just pouring out of you, and Trina always has so much wisdom pouring out of her. I have to. I'm always like, wow, like where you get these connections of.
It is weird.
Awesome.
It is weird. And it's
yeah,
like,
and and Robert, you've really held this pack together and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I've been off hiding in the forest, but you've held the pack together. So it's cool. Yeah, definitely.
Wherever you're hanging out in the woods, find Smokey the Bear, because he needs to put damn fires out. Okay.
Yeah, we need the fires out. And maybe that is something, for anybody watching tonight. And maybe we've done this before. Like maybe it's another time to put our intention together to kind of override some of this negative, allowing these forest fires to go on and stuff. So maybe each of us tonight before we go to bed should really put a little mental focus on putting some of these fires out, because there are truly people in danger right now. So that's probably an important thing to do.
Yep.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Okay, drive the bus driver.
All right, everyone. I hope you all
That's a
enjoyed.
sexy tractor behind you there, Robert. I like it. So.
I like that tractor too.
Yeah, that was one of my best tractors I had, and then there's a garage to the side over here. You see that garage? Well,
Yeah.
It was parked in the garage, and then the garage started on fire and burnt down, and then now it's a pile of rubble.
Well, not good.
That was a killjoy. Thanks, Robert. No.
Yeah.
No, but I don't worry. I got 15 others just like it. But,
Wow.
Then you have no shortage.
No shortage, but it was just sad because that one was really nice. But no, I redid. I'll have to get another picture as one of some of the other ones I redid that I took to tractor shows and things like that. So
that's awesome. Super cool. So you are a mechanical genius over there then.
Pretty much.
Well, it lives in North Dakota. There's no shop to get anything repaired there. There's only cows.
Yeah, you got to fix it yourself. I was really surprised when the lawnmowers break around here. I says, hey, where do you guys buy parts and get things fixed? And where's the mechanic guy to fix this lawnmower and crap? And they go, what do you mean? We just throw it away and we buy another one.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's a bit of a throwaway world these days. That seems to be what happens with a lot of stuff.
What else is China good for?
That's awesome.
That was not enlightening at all, what I just said. I take that back.
Okay. Well, anyway, okay, everybody. Thanks for coming, and be the frequency you want to receive. We love you all.